In this video, we're going to cover how to import your affordable home model into the affordable site plan. So now that we've done some preparation, we have all of our detail lines as far as the setbacks, we have property lines in, we have our water main, sanitary sewer lines in, we have a legal description and a north arrow. We're now ready to bring the house in. So in order to do so, I'm going to go to the Insert tab, and I'm going to go to Link Revit. And this is where on your computer we are going to find where your affordable home is created. So I'm going to go ahead and choose that, and I'm going to go ahead and say open. It may take a moment for it to load into your home. It'll be processing, or into the site. And now here is our home model. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to drag this up here. You're going to notice that even though we're kind of within this property line, we're able to go through and place our affordable home where we want to. So I can move it here, I can move a little closer to the street, either here or anywhere inside of this rectangular portion. Now I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to stick right in the middle, click to place. We are in a wireframe. We are in a wireframe visual style, which is why we're able to see the roof. If we are not in wireframe, if we're in hidden line, you're going to see that the house disappears. So I'm going to go back to wireframe. It comes back, and here's why the house disappears. If I go to the 3D view, the house is not there. If I click the home button, you'll notice the house is all the way down here, all the way at the bottom. So when I take a look at the elevations, keep in mind, in the very first video, we talked about the elevations. So we have all of our elevations here, but there's the level 1 and level 2. So it does place level 1 and one of our other level and the level 1 for our property about at the same position. So there's a reason why that we're seeing that kind of happen. So here's what I'm going to do. Selecting the house, it will then go through. I'm going to use my arrow keys to kind of move it up, or if you get it where you can move it with your mouse. I want to make sure I don't drag these elevation lines here. But what I am going to do is I'm going to go up to Architecture tab. I'm going to add a new level in by going to the Datum panel, go to Level, and I'm going to go ahead and draw in this new level, which is going to be known as Level 3. Now the height of this level doesn't matter at this moment because I'm actually going to manually change it. But Level 3, I'm going to go ahead and call this the grade. So, and I do want to rename the corresponding views. So the grade would be the grade of our ground, and I'm going to go ahead and change the height of it to be 769 feet. And when I do so, I'm going to see that line will be up here in the site. And I'm going to go ahead and extend this line a little bit. So there's a little white dot here at the end. I'm going to go ahead and extend that out. And I'm going to go ahead and select the line, and I should see the other end of the white dot over here. There we go. And I can go ahead and extend that out. That way I can kind of see where that's going to be at a little bit more. Once I do that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to, while I've got it up here, I'm going to go ahead and go to the Modify tab. I'm going to choose under the Modify panel, I'm going to choose Align. And I'm going to choose the line of the grade. And then I want to move downward until I find my house. And the line that I really want it to be set at is probably right here. I've got a kind of like top of foundation wall level. So I've got the floor and I got a top of foundation wall level. I want to go ahead and I want to choose this one that's at a -1.25 feet for where that's at. And then what's going to happen is you're going to see those two. It's going to move the house up to the site. I'm going to go ahead and choose to lock them into place because I do want that to look. But one thing you'll notice is that one part of the property, my house level is definitely above the ground until that trim work, but then the trims are down here into the ground. So I do need to make some adjustments as far as the elevation, the finish elevation. And going back to some previous activities when we talked about when we ended up talking about the foundation, we know we need about 6 to 8 inches above, and so we may need to make a modification of that. But here now, if I go to hidden line, here's hidden line. The house doesn't disappear. We actually see the top of the roof. I like to have the wireframe on, that way you can kind of see a little bit more of like where the doors are at and everything, especially as you start to plan walkways and some other different elements into your home. But now when I go click on the home button, there's our home being provided there as well. All right, again, going back to the elevation, we may want to make a little bit of an adjustment. So since I do have those two elements, those two levels, the corresponding home level and the level on there, I just need to go through and add, maybe I need to bump this up to be about, and the highest point on our site is about 770. So I'm gonna go ahead and do 770, and then let's do about, we'll do 6 inches and see how this looks. So that'll bump that up. So that'll be 770 is kind of the highest point on our elevation for the site. Bump up another 6 inches to account for the flood elevation. And now I can definitely tell I'm seeing a little bit of the foundation wall stick up out of the ground as I look around, which is really what I want. And in that way I go through and have that all modeled correctly. So I don't want any of my trim of my home to be kind of embedded down into the ground. I want it to be there. So this is how to set up and link your Affordable Homes file into the Affordable Homes site, and how to make some adjustments and get it prepared for the final steps of the documentation process.